Did these risk factors possibly increase the chances of your baby being stuck during a vaginal delivery? Want to know what I'm talking about here? Stay with me as I share with you this very important information. Hello, I'm Marcus Boston, and I am a childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorney practicing law here in the state of Maryland, and I would like to quickly talk with you today about certain risk factors that can be present when we are dealing with a medical condition called shoulder dystocia. Now, if you step back and you listen to what I just said when I introduced this video, I talked about the baby being stuck during a vaginal delivery. Well, the medical term for that is what I just stated, shoulder dystocia. And essentially what it means is that the baby can become trapped behind the mother's pelvis during a vaginal delivery. And when this occurs, this creates an emergency in the delivery room because doctors have to quickly and safely work to free the child. If doctors cannot quickly free the child, then serious injury can occur. You can have an injury to the child's shoulder, the brachial plexus area. You can have an injury to the child's arm or to the child's hand. You can also, in certain instances, if there is umbilical cord compression, the child can suffer from a brain injury. And if it goes on for too long, if the dystocia goes on too long, then the child in some instances can die. So one of the main purposes of this video today is to talk with you about certain risk factors that could possibly increase your chances of the baby getting stuck. And there are quite a few of them, and I'm going to talk about some of them today. The first being is if the baby is a pretty big baby. If the baby is developing and the baby is close to about 9 pounds, that can be a risk factor that can be taken into consideration of possible shoulder dystocia. Another risk factor could be if you've had a previous pregnancy and there was shoulder dystocia present in that pregnancy. That can possibly be a risk factor. Another one can be if you develop what we call gestational diabetes. This is a diabetes that come along during pregnancy. That's the only time you get it, so it's called gestational diabetes. If gestational diabetes is present. And lastly, if the mother is obese. So if all of these things are going on, then there's a possibility that you have increased your chances of shoulder dystocia occurring. And when these risk factors are there, doctors, they should talk with mothers about things that they can take into consideration to help deal with a possible shoulder dystocia situation. In addition to that, doctors need to be prepared if certain risk factors are present. Doctors should be prepared for the possibility of shoulder dystocia occurring during delivery. So why have I taken the time today to talk with you about this really important information? Because more than likely, if you're watching this video, maybe your baby did get stuck during the delivery, during a vaginal delivery process, and now you're thinking back, you don't know if the doctors really were prepared for some of the risk factors that were there, and you may have questions about, what's going to happen. Maybe your child now has suffered, like I said earlier in the video, maybe there is an injury to the arm or the hand, or maybe your child has now had a brain injury, and you think that is because of shoulder dystocia and cord compression. And now you are wondering about, okay, how are you going to deal with these challenges with your baby going into the future? If you have all of this going on and you would like to speak with me further, this is what I invite you to do. Go ahead and pick up the phone and give me a call. I can be reached toll free at 1-833-4-BABY-HELP. You can also reach me locally at 301-850-4832. If you prefer to send me an email, you can send me an email to medicalinjury@bostonlawllc.com. If you would like to visit my website, which I invite you to do, you can go to bostonlawllc.com. Visit our website. We've got a whole host of information there about birth injury and things like that in the state of Maryland and how these cases work out. Before you leave, though, make sure that you pick up a free e-download of our birth injury book. You can get a lot of information there. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys at Boston Law Group, LLC, practicing law here in the state of Maryland. And we will see you next time. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.